Welcome to the Marriott MBA Today. I am your host, Marina Storrs, and I'm joined today by Associate Professor of Marketing, Lee Daniels, who is also the Director of the MBA Asia Study Abroad Program. Thank you so much, Professor Daniels, for joining us today.
It's wonderful to be with you.
Thank you. So, as you know, last year I joined you and a whole bunch of other MBA students for this fantastic trip to Asia, and not only did I get a chance to get to know the culture and the business environment in China, I also had a fantastic opportunity to build memories with my classmates. But from your perspective as a director, what are some of the selling points of the MBA Asia trip for those students who are considering going this year?
Well, I think when you're out kind of competing for jobs, and with the global nature of the marketplace right now and the workforce, anything you have on your resume that says you've got a little bit of international experience is going to play to your advantage. Now, there's a lot of students that already have pretty extensive international experience. When you look at the growth in industries and economies, Asia is the emerging part of the world. And I think if you have an experience actually visiting companies, meeting with people, networking, it's going to look good on your resume. Also, it's going to give you some good contacts. We were able to leverage the trip last year to a couple internships, some potential employment opportunities. And so what we do on these trips is we try to not only expose you to culture and company visits, but to try to create networking events so you can meet as many BYU alumni and LDS professionals as we can while we're in each of these different cities.
Absolutely, and from what I remember, there is an extensive BYU and LDS alumni network over there that could help our students with those opportunities, professional opportunities like internships and job offers and whatnot.
Absolutely, and so when we design the itinerary, as you know, we try to get you exposure to the culture, and there are sites over there that you've got to see, and then we try to go visit companies where you get a little bit more in-depth, detailed look into the mechanics of different industries, and we try to get various industries, so it's not all financial, it's not all manufacturing, it's not all service related, but you get a broad exposure to different industries. But then when we have the networking event, instead of visiting 2 or 3 companies in a day, you get 20 to 30 people all gathered in one room to where you can go target the individual or the industry or the company that you're most interested in, exchange business cards, and have an opportunity to prospect for the future.
That is fantastic. And so, Professor Daniels, could you tell me a little bit about maybe your favorite moments that you shared with students on some of these trips?
Well, it's probably not going to be what you expect, but when we were actually in Shanghai, we had an opportunity to go to a local playground and play basketball. And I was able to demonstrate to many of the MBA students that I could still ball. And so that was kind of a egotistical self-satisfaction that I could still compete with the MBA students on the basketball court. But more importantly, it was, as you know, I took my son and daughter on this trip. My daughter eventually landed a job with Amazon, and I think primarily because of her international experience that it qualified her and separated her from the competition. And my son was able to network to get an internship in Beijing. And already this year, he has multiple offers for additional internships because he was able to continue the network. So being able to see the benefits it has in not only enriching me, my family, from an educational perspective, from a better appreciation of the culture, from a networking perspective, but also seeing the benefits that these trips have on the students in potentially securing great jobs in the future.
Well, I absolutely agree. I certainly have memories of my own last year when we went, and I wanted to show a little segment of the photo montage that I put together about the trip. So we'll go to that right now, and then we'll see you in a minute.
Yeah. I get a feeling that I never had before. No, I get a good feeling, yeah.
So, Professor Daniels, could you give us a little preview of what exciting opportunities you planned for this year with the upcoming MBA trip?
Well, based on the feedback from you and your fellow students last time, a few of them said, you know, Asia is so large, I'd love to go again, but would like to have a little bit of a different experience. And last year we primarily focused on China, and we went to 4 different locations in China. China is emerging in the #2 economic power and potentially will exceed the United States at some point in time. But you can't forget Japan and Korea. Japan is still the #3 largest economy in the world. And if you look at what's happening in the electronics and automotive industry, Korea is kind of the force to be reckoned with now on the global marketplace. So this year, we're intending to go to Japan first, and we'll see the Japanese culture. We'll do company visits. We'll do a networking event. We also try to get the area presidency from each areas to do a spiritual fireside for us. Then we will fly over to Korea. We'll go up to the DMZ zone, which is a unique experience. We'll go to Itaewon and see what the shopping is. We'll do a little sightseeing. And then we'll do company visits in Korea. Then we'll fly to Beijing. We'll do company visits. We'll see the Great Wall. We'll see the Forbidden City. We'll go to church. Then we'll fly down to Shenzhen. We'll hopefully have another fireside with one of the area authority 70s. We'll go visit Foxconn, Skullcandy, Walmart. Then we'll take a bus or a ferry into Hong Kong. We'll spend a day or 2 in Hong Kong, and then we'll go to Bangkok. And we will have some company visits, see the Imperial Palace, do the river tours, go to the Rose Garden, and just have an amazing time. And then for those who have a little bit more time, they can go down and relax on the beaches of Phuket. The rest of us will come home.
Wow, I think I might be changing my plans for May and going with you again. That sounds like so much fun. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and explaining a little bit more about the trip to Asia. And if you want to know more about the program, you can visit the Whitmore Global Management Center in the Tanner Building, 3rd floor, or visit their website. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.